Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. Beautiful day, spring-like, actually very warm. Hopefully in your neck of the woods, wherever it is, you have a nice day and you get something done, or you might be at work. I've gotten so many emails. I don't even know how many. I can't get to them all, so I apologize. Some of them are so closely related, and they're related to concern, fear, confusion in regards to nuclear weapons, in regards to the threat that Putin has made. So, you need to have a plan. You don't need to panic, but you need to have a plan. You need to sit down and think it through. Because if something happens, that's not the time to come up with a plan. Your plan needs to be set in stone. You know what to do. And then what you need to do right now is start working on that plan. If there's anything you could do that you can do right now to make your plan easier to implement. You can't wait till the last minute and say, well, I'm going to do A, B, and C to protect myself from radiation. You might need to start doing A and half of B right now because of the time factor. You might not have much of a warning. You need a plan. I guarantee you, if you have a plan, you will have less panic. It's just like going to school. You know you had a test on Friday, but you didn't study. Friday morning when you wake up, it's panic. It's like, oh no, I got to cram. Where's my book? Where's my paper? Let me study. That's not the time. The time was to start studying on Monday when the teacher said we're going to have a test at the end of the week. So, I can't get to all your emails. I am sorry. There's no physical possible way. If with me having to work and do all the family stuff and do prepping, it's impossible. But a lot of the comments or a lot of the questions are related to protecting your home. Tons of them are. So I'll do videos because that video will address multiple people, and there's probably many, many more with the same questions. Most of you have never thought about nuclear war because it's not been a subject we talked about. Most people thought it would never happen. And there's no guarantees it's going to happen, and I pray it doesn't happen. But if it does happen, be it limited. Now remember, they can use tactical nuclear weapons over in Europe. But as soon as you use the first tactical nuclear weapon, it opens the door for retaliation and then an increased tempo. So both sides might eventually decide, hey, we're using tacticals, we need to go to more strategic. So look for a tactical weapon being used, and if you see a tactical nuclear weapon, for you it's time to go into full mode, protect myself. If you live in a city and you see tactical weapons, you might want to decide, hey, maybe I need to get my wife and children out because they don't need to work, they don't need to go to school for a few days. Maybe I can move them to grandmom's in the country, in a safer location. You have to do it, but that's part of your plan. Sit down with your husband and wife and talk about it. You need to talk. Don't assume your wife is good, or don't assume your husband's good. They might be feeling a lot of concerns. They might be just inner problems because they don't have a plan. I have a relative that's a school teacher, and she overheard some kids talking. She really wasn't paying attention to them. They were just talking in their desk, and one of them then stopped and looked up at the teacher and said, hey, are we all going to die? And this teacher said, oh yes, we're all going to eventually die. She didn't know it was in regards to Russia and the threat of nuclear weapons. So then she clarified it. But children, these are older middle school students, are worried about it. They're feeling it. They see social media. They hear what people are talking about. They know. So you need to talk to your children if they're in middle school and assure them. And you can lie to them and say everything's going to be all right, or you can say, Dad and Mom are doing everything possible to keep us safe. And this is our plan. Tell your kids the plan. You might not be around, and at least then they can implement the plan, whatever it be it sheltering in place, be it going to a certain part of the house. They need to know what to do. Don't just assume you're going to be there to be able to tell them what to do. If you're the prepper in the family and the other spouse is not prepping at all and don't care, you need to write down this information and give it to them. Put them in a place. They're going to laugh at you maybe, but it doesn't matter, because as soon as the news says threat of nuclear weapons is increased or something happens, they're going to be grabbing that piece of paper saying, holy heck, what do I need to do? That's what they're going to say. And it's going to be written out, because you could be at work, you could be tied up somewhere, it might be hours before you can get home. At least they could start going through the plan and implementing it. A lot of people have said they're going to have plastic and seal their house up. Yes, you need to seal your house up. The sealing is for the radioactive dust. It's not for like a biological element. It's not for a chemical element that's going to get in your house. It is just to keep the dust out. Now, you need more than just that. Some people are, I don't know if they're confused or they're just not putting it clearly in their emails. That's going to help you, but it's not going to save you. Your house will not save you. If it's a wooden structure, you will die. If the radiation level is high enough, you need to build a bunker inside your house with all your goods. Now, if you have a basement, that helps you. You need mass. Pretend it's like a bullet. The gamma radiation will be traveling in straight lines. It's a bullet. What you're trying to do is stop the bullet from getting to you. So what would you do if someone was shooting at you and you had all this junk? You'd throw everything in front of you so the bullet would be stopped. And that's sort of like gamma radiation. You got to put up so much mass that it does not get through. And if it does get through, it's a very limited amount that gets through to affect your body. Dirt. 3 foot of dirt is great. 2 foot of concrete is great. If you have to go with wood and books and all that stuff, you need so much around you. So don't think you're going to make a big old bunker in the center of your house and be able to stand up in it. Don't even think it. Take your kitchen table, your dining room table, and build a bunker around there so you and your loved one can get in there underneath the table. It's going to be cramped. But you need to make it small so you have more mass around you. If you make a big shelter, you're going to limit the amount of mass you have around it, and it's not going to be sufficient. So think of, hey, we're going to be camping out underneath the kitchen table, underneath the dining room table, with all our material possessions around us in the most central part of the house. That's what you're going to have to do. Is it ideal? No. A shelter in a basement would be better. If you have a daytime basement where you can walk into one side of it, go back in the corner of the basement and start doing it. You might even want to pick up some cement blocks and stack those up. Do something to increase it. Think of it as also maybe you have tornadoes in your area. Maybe you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone and make a tornado shelter that will double as some limited protection for radiation. I'm getting a lot of questions what to buy. I need to address all these things. The filter can be very simple. It could be a handkerchief over your face. That's not the ideal thing, but it does work. Keep dust out of your lungs. The whole thing is not to be outside when dust starts to fall. When dust starts to fall, you are going to be starting to receive radiation, and eventually you will receive a lethal dose and you will get sick and you will die. We don't want that. So you need to have everything done before that threat. I don't want to panic you. People are panicking. I can sense it in my emails. I can sense it in my phone calls. I can sense it with the desire to purchase things. And yes, there's things you can buy that will increase your chance of survivability. That is definitely a fact. Money can help you survive with the amount of money. If you don't have money, I can teach you how to survive with just a pair of goggles, swimming goggles from the dollar store, a handkerchief, or an N95 mask. And if you are outside, this will limit that exposure into your lungs, into your eyes. I need to do more videos on decontaminating yourself. I guess I need to stop doing more of the emails and the calls and just focus more on what reaches more people, and that's YouTube videos. The purpose of this video is I want you to have a plan written down by the end of the day. No panic, a plan. What would happen if nukes impact the United States? A limited amount. Am I at ground zero? Do I need to flee? Am I in the country or in a suburban area where I don't have to worry about the blast? I need to worry about fallout. So start with your plan right now. What am I going to do? Where are the kids? What can we use to shelter behind? Thanks for watching.